One aspect, if you could just pick one thing of Justin Fields' game that you would like to see improve, tangibly improve next year, what would it be?
That's a good question. I would say instincts wise. I don't think he had the best instincts so far this year. And that doesn't mean he couldn't process. I just think, there were a number of times where it was one breed, and that's understandable, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a first year quarterback and he's under immense pressure. There was no offensive line help whatsoever. So I'd like to see more time for him in the pocket. And that will allow him to make more completions and therefore more touchdowns, more yards, all that good stuff. His numbers were not good this year by any stretch. But then again, when you have a second to throw the ball, not even two or three, that's going to be a problem. He needs to find more time in the pocket. That way he allows his eyesight to see different receivers down the field. And that in turn allows him to complete more passes, not throw the ball as much on the run or off his back foot. That allows for more yards, more touchdowns, and a better stat line at the end of the day, and more wins for the Bears. So I think, instincts, but that comes with more time in the pocket. And I think those are the two things that really need to improve for him.
I completely agree with you. I don't profess to be, a football scout or expert, but I watch enough of this stuff where eventually you start to see certain patterns and habits, and I'm right there with you. I felt like at times he was just 0.3 seconds off. Like, I don't even think it's a processing thing. I think he sees it, but that 0.3 twitch of deciding and buying in, making that decision, I think that's what kind of maybe held him back. And I think that maybe kind of hampered his relationship with Allen Robinson, because I feel like Mitch had such trust in Allen Robinson of, hey, I'm going to throw it to a spot, and A-Rob's going to go out there and get it. Number 12 is going to get it. And I don't know if Justin Fields is a rookie, which is understandable. I don't know if he quite felt like that, where Darnell Mooney was wide open, right? And he's like, I can hit this. I can hit this all day long. So I'm with you. I think it's that trust a little bit, where I think he's got the accuracy. I think he's got the arm. I think he's got the intelligence. I think he's got all the makeup that you want, but maybe, yes, get that 0.4 seconds. You know what I mean? And if I can maybe go further, and if you want to comment on it, I'm starting to also kind of realize with Justin Fields too is talented dude, all the talent in the world, right? But as we're seeing in the NFL, there's like a bridge that every quarterback must cross, right? And it's that one, and I think Mitch is the one, also another one where you've seen him very, very capable, but it's that bridge where you cross it, where it's just that next level, right? It's that next level when the guys talk about second and third read, when they talk about anticipation, when we're talking about instincts. And you can say all you want that it's a maturation process, but it isn't just like you don't just accrue credit hours and then all of a sudden they give you a certificate, right? It either happens for some quarterbacks or you don't. Like, are you kind of feeling what I'm saying with a little bit? Sometimes it just clicks for these guys and sometimes it doesn't. Justin Fields, it could click for him, but we just kind of don't know, right? It's still very much a work in progress.
Yeah, I fully agree with that assessment too. It's interesting. I think all the quarterbacks from last year's draft class have none of that, to be honest with you. Trevor Lawrence looked like crap. That was horrible. A bad team. Justin Fields obviously had his growing pains as well. Mac Jones looked okay, but he had a good roster around him.
And he dipped. He hit a wall.
And he did, yeah. Right. And then Davis Mills looked actually decent. David, to his credit, looked pretty good, but still the numbers weren't there, and he had nothing around him as well. All the quarterbacks from last year need work. It's different than in years past. Deshaun Watson came on the scene, killed it. Patrick Mahomes came on the scene. Okay, played one game in his rookie year, but the next year, which was to me his really rookie year, killed it.
No, it counts for sure. Yeah.